Hey, so you know how I mentioned the other day when I was in Brisbane and I went, oh, my neck. Look, you can't see it. I don't know whether you can see. Anyway, I went to the physio today and she was like, there are things happening there. She's like in her mid-50s and been a physio for a fair while. And she's like, there are things happening there that I have never encountered before. She said there's a whole heap of muscles around my jaw and my neck that are really stiff, that she's never seen stiff before because they're tiny muscles. And the bulging artery thing was a bit of a concern. But luckily I had a port flush today. So that means I can have a Skype with my doctor who's in Brisbane and I'm up here in Toowoomba. So I can have a Skype with him before or after. And yes, look at that. I'll just take a second to acknowledge my house is such a mess, but that's how I roll. I don't want to, but I do. So I mentioned to him at the end, after we were talking about all the stuff from Tuesday, and he feels that I should wait before taking the $2,500 drug, because if I do get into a trial, I'm still going to have to wait 4 weeks anyway. So he's like, it's just drawing everything out. And he thought that Dr. Coward thought that maybe in a month's time, there might be a trial that I can get into. So yeah, why not wait? So that was my gut reaction when I went away and thought about it too. So that was good. Anyway, I mentioned about my neck and he's like, oh, wow, because we were going to book in for a scan. And he's like, actually, I would like you to get an ultrasound on that. So I've got that booked tomorrow morning. So he's worried. Can you see that my neck, let me take this off. Well, he's worried that my tumor is pressing on arteries and that might be why my arteries are bulging. Anyway, I don't think you can really tell, whoops, in the video, but it is kind of all swollen there. So, oh look, I'm just past having a tidy background and my hair's all flat because I've had a beanie on today. Other times when I have lost hair and I really need to work out how to get, oh, there's some more mess. There's just mess everywhere. Yes, I've got that nice thing, gimbal thing. I need to, I've got my hand over the camera. Eeks. Yes, I need to work out how to get the gimbal thing working. I tried it before. Anyway, so sorry about the little wobbles. But what am I saying? Yeah, so because of all of that going on, I've got to pick my kids up soon and I thought I'd try and make some peanut butter biscuits. They say cookies on the recipe, but I am Australian and I stubbornly refuse to call them cookies unless it really is very, very American. So I think we can call them peanut butter biscuits. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, she does call it cookies, even though Janelle Bloom, absolutely wonderful cookbook. Let me show it to you. If you see it, it probably isn't, it's probably only in secondhand stores that you can get it now, but it is the best recipe book that we own, I think. And here is, I'm going off tangent here. Here's what I do on my recipe books because I love creating memories and I like to know which ones I've tried. But I've started writing little memories and some of my kids, so here's the page of the recipe, which is also our second recipe book. I don't know how to change while I'm doing it, so I'm just going to put it down here. Oh, actually, I'll have to flick it around and show you because it'll be all back to front. Anyway, I can't remember if I was in the middle of telling you something and I didn't finish my story. Ultrasound tomorrow. I got my port flush today. That's all done. Talked to the oncologist. Got a bit of a plan. Anxious to see the scan result, but that's dependent on this, seeing what happens tomorrow. So I did let the school know that I could teach tomorrow, but I guess that won't be happening. Anyway, I'll show you how I write on my recipe books and then we'll make some bickies before the kids get home, hopefully. Or maybe they'll get finished. I need to turn my oven on. Okay. Oh, golly, I can't. I thought earlier I should make a little video, an update on what I've been doing this morning. And I should have, because now I'm going to do it while I'm crying. Because things just, and this happens sometimes with cancer, things all of a sudden get out of control and go bad. And he ordered an urgent CT, which I've had, and I guess if you can hear the waver in my voice, the results have come back and they're not good. And it's not good when your oncologist keeps saying, I'm sorry, this is not good. It's not good. I'm really sorry. So he's already rang radiation, and he thought that I might need immediate radiation, and the radiation therapists don't agree with the X-ray people's analysis of the scan. So I'm going to go on urgent steroids. Alex has gone to get them. And see how that goes over the weekend. And yep. And then if I go okay over the weekend, we'll do an urgent PET scan. I've been worried that there's been cancer growth in my lungs. I've been feeling stuff in the middle of my chest, but I often feel that, and it's not necessarily always cancer, but turns out it is. And I've been feeling very fatigued. So I've been worried. I have been worried. I haven't had a PET scan for 4 months. Well, in my oncologist's words, there's lots of progression. And there's compression of my nerves, did I say that? And yep, it's not bad enough to need stents or anything yet, which I don't even really know what all that means. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. So yeah, and for those of you, which I don't know if I can get this, it's just, like, my voice is going so squeaky there. That when you've got a project that you want to do, like I've just wanted to start this Cancer Chronicle thing for so long, since September when I started chemo again, and I had videos, and then I just gave up on videos because I wasn't getting it together, because editing and setting up the whole page, and the first video, the intro video, is like I made so many videos and then I had to edit together. It just seemed too much. Sorry, people can see it sending messages. So I just haven't done it. And of course, when things start going bad, yeah, all of a sudden you're motivated to do it. But here I am, entry level. Hello, everybody. Things are going really bad, whereas you want to do some of the good times as well. So anyway, we'll see how we go over the weekend. I've just booked a date night with Alex and I. Mum and Dad gave me a voucher to a restaurant for my birthday last year, so I'd kind of forgotten about it, and we just had remembered, and Alex kept on going, you need to do that. So I just made it on this Saturday. All of a sudden thought, oh, we're not doing anything this Saturday. I should just use it straight away. So hopefully everything goes well. My oncologist said he doesn't think that anything will happen over the weekend, but get straight to the hospital if it does. So I'm hoping nothing will happen and these steroids do whatever he's expecting them to do. I don't even know what they're supposed to do. So I hope, yeah, I can have a nice date night. And yeah, at this stage, when things are happening every day, it'd be easier to just do a daily vlog, but I haven't even started the whole channel. So I'm just, anyway, obviously, if you are out there in the world watching this, I've managed to start doing something, but it means a lot to me to share with people Although I don't like sharing bad news. I kind of want you to get to know me before I'm like sharing bad news. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, if you want to be one of my supporters and my YouTube tribe, please like and subscribe to this channel. We are at Rosalie. Cheers, guys. Cheers. So they just cleared our plate next to there, and I had a sparkling. What did I have? A sparkling Chardonnay with my entree, and all of a sudden the veins that are playing up, which kind of settled down with the steroids, so it's a bit of a gap in between the two. Yeah, they started to swell up and feel really tight. So I was going to have a red wine with my lamb rump that's coming out, although we've changed. We're doing the grazing palata. We're going to probably have so we're doing grazing plate. I was going to have a red wine, but I think it's probably best not to have anything alcoholic right now, so I'm going to stick with a mocktail.
Should be good.
Alex is having, Alex is going with Shiraz. He's a Shiraz man. So you're feeling
It's very nice.
very satisfied.
Very nice.
We don't have much to show you really because we're almost finished, but we had, what did we have? Sirloin and pumpkin, pepita, chicken that was nice and crispy. A bit of that, like some noodle type of thing.
Pumpkin.
Yep. And some other wilted greens, walnuts and apples. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Well, certainly it's a nice evening. Just looking in the mirror. I think you can see it, but can definitely feel some of that artery swelling. Anyway, it's thing with having cancer is you are worried a lot of the time, and even though I think like I live life really well, but you're always thinking, oh, is this something that I should be concerned about? So it's that type of worry, not always, oh, I can't do anything worry. It's just like these arteries. When I mentioned it to my oncologist, next thing it's all like, get an emergency CT, and it could be something really serious. Whereas I talked to my GP 3 weeks ago and he was like, oh, see your physio, I think it's just stiff neck and everything. So it's a crazy journey. Not again to get a photo before we destroyed the desserts. I've just been chasing rainbows. Of course it doesn't look as good as in real life, but this beautiful rainbow has been out while it's a double rainbow too. Well, I've been taking Trent to Qatar. I've been chasing around trying to find a nice view of it. This is all right. Isn't it so pretty? I live in a beautiful part of the world. It's raining still, and I wondered whether I would give a bit of an update, even in the rain, just to have the beautiful rainbow behind me. It's been a tough start to the day in terms of I talked to my doctor, my oncologist. I woke up this morning feeling quite a bit of discomfort and in my chest. So I thought, by the sounds of it, that sounds like it is, that's the other side of the rainbow, but a bit of a shadow there. Yeah, so I thought that would probably be the, I think I'm getting blurry. I'll explain in the car. So waking up this morning, I could feel tightness in my chest, and I thought that sounds like it's the cancer progression that they've been talking about. Bit of discomfort when swallowing. I'm thinking that's not good. Had my appointment with my oncologist. He was saying on Friday about doing a PET, but today he said, well, we can see in the ultrasound that it's growing. So, yeah, do we really need a PET? Just checking if that was someone I knew. It wasn't. So yeah, so we're just gonna assume it's growing. He's gonna talk. He said he'd talk again to the radiation oncologist to see if I'm needing palliative radiation. Her secretary rang this afternoon, booked me in tomorrow afternoon. So last time that happened, I thought something was happening, but then nothing did happen. So I'll just wait until I talk to her and find out whether she thinks it's worthwhile, because on Friday she wasn't so sure. And I've got some extra diuretics to take in case it's fluid, so that will drain. I've got some clotting medication just in case it's a tiny clot that they couldn't see on the x-ray, covering all the bases. And then I've got to make a decision whether to take the self-funded medication. Happily, he looked it up and it'll be $1,800 rather than $2,500. Still isn't entirely happy, but a $700 a week savings got to count for something, right? So I've got to make a decision with that, but also with the trial possibly so close, I said my gut would be to wait for the trial if I'm not doing radiation, because the clinical trial doctor said I couldn't do if I'd done radiation. But my doctor said, well, sometimes for palliative radiation, the trial can still go ahead. So we'll wait and see, really. And this is what the trial doctor had said, thymic carcinoma can be quite responsive to treatment. And I have had that in the past, but it must be this gene now that's becoming repellent to the treatment. So we're finding it hard now to get treatment plans since the chemo didn't work. So yeah, it's just trying to find something that it will respond to. The good news from my CT scan was where I had radiation earlier this year has responded to it. I normally do respond to radiation. Problem with radiation is you can't radiate on the same area. So I've already had a fair bit done in the top, so that didn't get radiated, and I knew that it was active back, what was it, about March. So that's what's growing right now. So I need prayers. I need God to heal that, stop it growing. Or I need God to help us to find something that He has placed in people to do research to solve the problem of genes that progress cancer. And yeah, hopefully we can find some medication that will also decrease the activity of that cancer up in my chest. It really has been hurting quite a lot today. So that never really feels good when you can actually feel the cancer, because up until this point, I only rarely would feel the cancer, not consistently like this. So this year I've been feeling it consistently, and I'm always making excuses going, maybe it's scar tissue, maybe it's not really the cancer. But then when you have a scan and go, no, yep, you really did feel cancer, it's always a bit of a bummer. So anyway, but after that conversation, Alex came over and was with me during that conversation. Then my friend Liz turned up, who I don't know whether I introduced her over at the Happy Heart page, but Liz is my dear cancer friend. I think we call each other. We both have incurable cancer. Hers is breast cancer. And horrible way to bond, but
no, I'll start crying. I love you, Liz. Nobody quite understands what I'm going through, and it's vice versa, I think. Then Liz, we just get each other. We had another friend who also had breast cancer, but thankfully not stage 4 for her, who introduced us, and that very first lunch we just kept catching each other's eyes across the table, and we just knew that we got it, like that we understood all the volumes of unspoken words when when you're at an incurable stage. And I always say, I should classify, I always say incurable because that is the current medical, but I'm always believing for a miracle. And I know that incurable in the natural world doesn't always mean incurable in God's eyes. I know that he can, but I also know I live in a sinful world, and sometimes it's going to be in the new creation, when the new heavens and earth combine, where the incurable will truly be cancelled out, and that I will have full healing and curing. But I have not lost hope that it will happen on this side of eternity yet. So yeah, I keep praying for that and believing.
So here is Liz Kochi. She has been helping me. I've just been working, trying to clear that, which I didn't have a before shot. It was worse before, wasn't it?
It was.
It's
Caitlin's gaming setup. Right here, we've got her light ring thing-bob that, she puts the phone in like that, and it lights it up and stuff. She's got a beautiful view of our house. And then right here, she has her ultra high def, extra plushy, original antique chair, and the rest over there. You sit down. Oh, that's so comfy. Facing the thing, talk to the people. Oh yeah.
Going, but I just felt like if I had someone here, I would work on it. And Liz has been writing, which has been great. It's been all very comfortable, and she's been looking at my x-rays. She's a radiographer and knows what she's looking at, so that was good. Well, you still are. Yeah. So anyway, it's been a very pleasant morning or afternoon.
I think both.
Yes.